首先，我们有请来自印度徐凡成文化研究中心的副主任达斯比卡什卡利先生发言，他通过视频发言，请同事播放视频，谢谢。
Respected dignitaries, professors and officials from BRICS nations, my name is Dr. Das Bikashkali, Director of Shufanchang Culture Study Center. Shufanchang Culture Study Center is an ongoing project to build an interdisciplinary culture and educational study center with a special focus on promoting cultural exchanges between India, China and Eurasian countries. I am also the Secretary General of Pondicherry India-China Friendship Association, and recently we participated in the COP15 biodiversity event online with the observer status provided from United Nations. Today it is a privilege for me to be here among such important and notable dignitaries and deliver my speech at the 2021 BRICS Countries Cultural Exchange Forum. I extend my gratitude to the host and the organizers of this event for providing me this opportunity. India proudly held the BRICS Summit and the 6th BRICS Culture Ministers Meeting 2021, and we gladly look forward for China to host the next year's BRICS Summit. India's Honorable Minister of Tourism and Culture proposed for formation of BRICS Alliance in the field of conservation, preservation, and digitization of ancient manuscripts. At the 7th meeting of the BRICS Environment Ministerial Meet, India stressed on the need for taking concrete collective global actions against global environment and climate challenge. We all know the fact that culture is diverse within the BRICS nations. The main thing that unites the representatives of BRICS countries is the desire to speak from a unified position on the global development of a cross-cultural society. The diversity of the culture among BRICS countries is a unique advantage. BRICS countries are multinational, multicultural, and multilingual. There is a huge potential of educational and cultural tourism for youth among the BRICS countries. The issue of pandemic is temporary. We can prepare now and shape the direction of our globalization after the pandemic. With all the differences in lifestyle and traditions amongst the BRICS nations, as we travel, communicate, and learn about the culture and tradition of each other, we can build intercultural relations and policies where common moral values will shape the foundation of BRICS. Between the BRICS nations, we can develop youth exchange platforms in the fields of architecture, literature, art, protecting cultural heritage, sustainable development goals, biodiversity protection, and engaging in environmental issues on the basis for international cooperation. The youths of BRICS nations can build projects and execute together. If the policy makers can help build a BRICS non-governmental organization for youths, it can help in shaping the cultural exchanges among the BRICS nations and also bring more opportunities for the youths to contribute in making a better society. Under our Shufanchang Culture Study Center, we have initiated a joint cultural video production where youths of India and China produce short videos on various cultural topics. Currently, it is an educational and non-commercial pilot project to bring youths of India-China in enhancing cultural exchanges. Co-production of such cultural documentaries and videos in the film and television industries can bring new scopes and opportunities. Videos are a powerful way to showcase different ethnicities, diversified cultures, laughter, and dreams that try to tell the story of our nations. We also extend our invitation to have cooperation with other youth cultural study centers of BRICS nations. We try to have more exchange activities, utilize innovation and creativity to solve challenges and collaborate more in a wide range of fields to build a BRICS cultural community. The 5 BRICS countries have their own advantages in culture. Cultural collaboration and people-to-people exchanges greatly enhance understanding among the BRICS countries while improving their economic relationship and people's quality of life. Culture is the particular area where the BRICS countries have historical and ancient ties with one another. China, India, and Russia are the great civilizations connected through the exchange of culture and wisdom. The Silk Road is the witness of our historic cultural and trade exchanges. China gave the world paper making, printing, tea, silk, and the compass, whereas India gave the numeric system, Ayurveda, Yoga, and Sanatana Dharma. From Russia, the world got the founding father of chemistry, Michael Lomonosov, the periodic table, electric light bulb, world's first aircraft, the safety parachute, and the Sputnik. All these civilizations have immense potential areas to share and learn from each other. In this century, China is the most advanced country in technology, and India developed its traditional Ayurvedic and holistic medical treatment, which is known throughout the world. The traditional medicine is unique in our own countries. Through cultural exchanges, we can work together in the field of healthcare. A better cultural understanding is much needed among the youths of BRICS nations. The youth comprises the millennials and the Generation Z. The millennials in China is about 415 million. India is approximately 440 million, which make up 47% of the world's millennial population. Also, the Generation Z is maturing faster in both India and China. Education and culture is the main ladder for social mobility and the youths. Today, youths are the most powerful consumer group on earth. In China, they are masters of digital wealth. Both societies of India and China pressure their youths to do well in academics, find a job, and settle by a certain age. Indian youths grew up with English literature and media, with Western education, and have also adopted English as their first language. In some cases, content of BRICS nations, digital and entertainment sphere is almost entirely in their own language. Thus, language and cultural exchange among youths of BRICS nations is important to have better understanding. The challenges the world is facing are sustainable agriculture, climate changes, biodiversity and ecosystem losses, fisheries depletion, deforestation, water deficits, maritime safety and pollution, and many more. Among the BRICS countries with the best biodiversity are China and India. Cooperation between India and China is significant for curtailing biodiversity loss, mitigating global climate change, and reducing deforestation. The two fast-growing countries, which also are the world's most populous, will play a big and dominant role in shaping the environmental outcomes for our planet this century. Considering the magnitude of the environmental issues, BRICS countries need to work together more closely. Biodiversity knows no national boundaries, and nations must protect species from rising consumption, dams, and industry. BRICS countries need to overcome cultural and linguistic barriers. We need support in promoting cross-cultural exchanges. It is necessary to promote intercultural and language studies among the BRICS nations. The embassies in the BRICS nations can support non-governmental organizations and cultural study centers to create mechanisms for cooperation. Youth intercultural programs could be key in bringing the countries together and facilitating such cooperation. International foundations and non-governmental organizations that are engaged in environmental issues and friendship relations can develop transnational programs. The NGOs can play pivotal roles in facilitating and encouraging multinational talks on cultural exchanges, biodiversity, climate change, and related environmental problems that transcend political boundaries. The youths of BRICS countries can work together in the field of establishing framework for making peace with our planet and peace among each other. It is the most important for accelerating progress on the Sustainable Development Goals. The youths will increasingly demand more just, equitable, and progressive opportunities and solutions in their societies. The need to address the multifaceted challenges faced by young people, such as access to education, health, employment, and gender equality, will become more pressing issues than ever. Unless we come together and begin to work with each other, these countries have the resources and ideas to address them and to support the youths. New forms of civilization will emerge from the convergence of minds, information, and technology. Scientific and technological breakthroughs will improve the human condition. Our challenges are transnational in nature and trans-institutional in solution. They cannot be addressed by any government or institution acting alone. What we require is collaborative action among governments, international organizations, corporations, universities, NGOs, and creative individuals of the BRICS countries. Thanking everyone for this opportunity. We can build a better world together.
感谢卡利先生的精彩致辞。大家不知道关注没有的哈，就是卡利博士是印度徐凡成文化研究中心的副主任。其实他这个研究中心哈，包括他本人就是一个中印文化交流的精彩故事。卡利博士是在中国留学将近10年哈，回印度之后创办了这个徐凡成文化研究中心， 徐范成先生被誉为是现代的玄奘，他是湖南长沙人。1951年开始在印度从事这个佛学的翻译讲学，达27年，后来回到1978年回到中国哈，并开展这方面的研究。对于我们中国外文局人来说，徐范成先生是精通8种古今语言哈，中印西3种文化贯通，所以说这徐范成文化研究中心，我想就是中印文化交流的一个动人的故事。